Welcome to week 9. Here's what I hope you have finished by the time we meet again on Wednesday. To warm up, the contrast outline I changed a little bit. The first major point is in yellow, the second is in blue. Under the first major point, we need to cover the non-favored item first and the favored item second. But remember, you will devote equal time to both items. Also, the elaboration, state, explain, evaluate should still be found in both halves of the paragraph. Same thing with the second major body point. How much information you put in here, state, explain, evaluate, is really your discretion. Next, we're going to click on the contrast sample. And what I want you to notice is the balance. Here is the one that is not favored and the one that is favored. Both are about the same length, and both are elaborated thoroughly, state, explain, evaluate. Next, take note of the transitions and how they might be a little bit different. When you're switching from the non-favored to the favored, you want to use a transition such as on the contrary or on the other hand, which shows that we are now going to tell a different side of the story. Once we get to the agenda, there is a video on superficial versus substantial. We want to avoid the superficiality and focus on the substantial. In this video, really two things are happening at once. It seems like it might be about a day at the ballpark, but it's really about the Kennedy assassination. Next, we have the Mac versus PC commercials, viruses, and spyware. These are two substantial differences. A PC will have viruses and spyware, whereas a Mac may not. That means a Mac is probably going to be more reliable, more secure. Definitely. The differences are the evidence. The dawning realization is what that evidence equals. The pizza, then, peppers versus Amante, is also something I want you to look at because you're going to try to create a Venn diagram for Wednesday. These are the similarities, and they can be found in the introduction, yes, but they are not going to be the focal point of the paper. We want to focus on the differences, which are located on the perimeter of each circle. Now, downtown Chapel Hill versus downtown Carrboro, I don't know that that difference adds up to anything substantial. However, no delivery versus delivery could say something more. A long wait for seating and rarely a wait could also say something more. We could come to the conclusion that perhaps Peppers has higher quality food. That's because there's a long wait for seating, so more people are there, and they don't deliver, which might mean that they don't have to deliver. Now, having said that, Amante could be the one that is preferred because it might be considered more convenient. That would be a different dawning realization, but it could work equally as well. Why is it more convenient? Because it will deliver, and there's rarely a wait for seating. Which means if it's 11 p.m. and you're in your pajamas watching a movie and you suddenly get hungry, well, Amante might be able to bring you a pie, whereas Peppers would say, come and get it, or no pie for you. Some people might prefer Peppers, some people might prefer Amante, and the dawning realizations can be completely different. But remember, the first thing you need to do is decide what's going to be contrasted. These are two pizza places, so it works. Then, which one is preferred? That would be the next question to ask yourself. What I'd like you to have done for Wednesday is to try to fill out a Venn diagram, much like the pizza one we just looked at, and try to compile some form of a contrast outline to see if you're beginning to organize your thoughts and get this paper moving. I hope you have a wonderful week.